You know, Chinese made goods just annoy me to death. But everywhere you go, it's all Chinese. And it's junk. It's crap. But yet we're forced to buy it. And I went looking for a good pair of shoes not too long ago. And because the other ones I kept buying were falling apart. So I went to a place called Shoe Carnival. Shoe Carnival. And I found this really good looking pair of shoes. I mean, it had a nice sole on it, real thick, didn't figure it would wear out. And it looked like it might have had stitched soles along here. Anyway, after 4 months, the same thing happened to this good pair of shoes that's been happening to all the rest I buy that are made in China. Look at this. I don't know what kind of glue they use. They must use like flour and water to glue shoes together. Look at that. Every single pair of shoes I ever bought made in China does the same thing. So now I'm having to take some. I'm not buying another pair of their crappy shoes until these things are flat worn out. I'm just going to take some 5-minute epoxy gel like I did with the other shoe, the matching shoe to this. It did the same thing. I'm just going to glue it all together. I'm still having a lot of problems with my internet upload and download. I just did a speed test on it. The download speed from AT&T is 2.5 megabytes per second. Is that ridiculous or what? The upload speed is 0.43 megabytes per second. It's incredible. That's why it takes me forever to upload something and almost forever to download something. I think I might be going back to the cable provider. They are going to have a new setup in about 10 days where you can get 10, 20, or 50 megabyte download speeds with 1 megabyte upload, which would be a whole lot better. Now, it costs a few extra dollars, but I'll tell you what, I don't have to put up with AT&T's ridiculous. I mean, it's just crazy. Lately, I've been having a lot of YouTube video playback problems. They start, they stop, or they won't even start at all. Take, for instance, my last Mish-Mash video, number 9. You click on it, and there it sits. Nothing happens. Well, here we go. I guess something's going to kick up, but what it did when it did kick up, it stopped at 8 seconds. Let's see what's going to happen here. Well, it's not doing anything yet, not playing. I've done everything I can. I went to the internet and I checked everything. I downloaded the Flash Player updates and I right-clicked on the video and went to settings and got rid of the hardware acceleration block that was checked. I uploaded Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, and tried it with that, and I'm still getting nothing. Oh well, if anybody has any ideas on how I can kickstart this YouTube deal, I can't. Look, it's just dead stop. That's the one video it will not start. I can't figure it out. I go to someone else's computer, it works fine. You know, not only are shoes nowadays made terrible, but this cable on my riding lawnmower that engages the blades with the handle runs down to the blade pulley. You know, this plastic thing right here, again, it's plastic. It just wore out. I think I put it back in shape enough to get it to work. I don't understand. Things just don't last anymore. I just bought this mower about 15 years ago. What you're looking at here is the only source of light in our house right now. It's the 30th of May, and we had wicked storms blow through Arkansas, knocked out all the power. You know, every time it rains down here, we lose power. If it snows, we lose power. You know, if some rabbit farts, we lose power. And here's another issue I'm experiencing. Whenever I upload a video, I get these, you know, the video is squashed, the aspect ratio. I upload at 16:9. But when it gets uploaded, it looks like this. I get this black line top and bottom. And I have to wind up going to the edit and edit the video on YouTube and change it. I have to you know, use the stretch coding, YouTube : stretch equals 16.9, which changes the aspect ratio, and it gives me a full video, full picture. But those of you viewing it on your iPhones and other things, you get this right here. Well, we got a new cable in for our blades, and This one here, I just couldn't use it again. That plastic tip would not hang on to the connector at the top. Anyway, $35 for a new one of these. $35. And you know, I'll bet it was made in China. Well, I think I've solved the problem here. What I've been doing is, after I edit my video, I produce it using the PowerDirector 9 editing program, and also upload it to YouTube directly from the program once the producing is done. This time I decided to produce the video, save it in a file, and then use the YouTube uploader. By the way, I produced it as an MP4, and then I uploaded it to YouTube using their uploader on their webpage. And look at there, it fills the whole screen now. There should be an improvement in future videos, I hope. For those of you who follow my videos, you know that I just finished up a Silvertone battery operated farm radio, and at the end of the final video was a bonus video, and I showed you this 1964 RCA New Vista television, black and white, that a fella had given me, and we had a picture finally. I had put all new electrolytics in it, of course, but we had no sound, you know, and so I had to go back and troubleshoot. And I came, you know, after troubleshooting, I realized I had to open where I should have had 800, well, I should have had 1.2 megs actually, which encompassed two resistors. Well, one of them was wide open, the 820,000 ohm resistor, 820K. Now let's see what we got. I got a hum, small hum. Let's see what happens when I hit the remote control on the old DVD player here. All right. Yeah.
Starring Chuck Connors.
I'll tell you what, you poor young folks missed some really good TV shows. These were great. For those of you who follow my videos, you might recognize this radio. It's the one that my grandson Ethan has been working on. It was working fine one day, and then the next day it just quit. Well, you know, I decided to let him kind of dig around, try to figure out what the problem was. But then Mr. Mac, one of my subscribers, he said, you know, fix that radio for Ethan. Well, you know, I didn't want to do that. The kid's certainly smart enough to do it himself. However, I decided to check it out and see if I could find out what the problem was, and then I could guide him in the direction of solving it. Well, in the process of doing that checkout, I realized that this thing had a problem that Ethan would not have been able to fix. He wouldn't have known how to do it. I mean, he may have been able to discover the problem, but he wouldn't have known what to do about it. So I think what we're going to do, this is what it took to get it to play. I've been kind of fiddle-farting around with it, messing around with it a little bit. And he doesn't know it, but he has an open field coil. Don't ask me why the field coil went out. But right now it's working okay now. Of course, what it took, you know, was some high wattage resistors with a couple of electrolytics. And but it's working pretty good, and what I'm going to do is explain to him. I had to put these high wattage resistors in place of that one that kept burning all the time. So it's working pretty good right now. But next time he comes over, I'll explain to him all about field coils and, you know, permanent magnet speakers and how to work around an open field coil and stuff like that. So, Mr. Mac, that ought to make you happy, my friend. Something has happened to my potatoes. I don't know what's going on. They just stopped growing, and they've disappeared and died. I don't know what's... this other one here seems to be barely hanging on. All that yellow and everything. It might have gotten too much rain with all the rain we've had down here. But anyway, I'm going to empty this one out in a few days. I'm going to put it in a big pile, and then I'll wait and see what's going to happen with this one, and eventually empty this one out also. I'll just kind of mix the two together and make a nice big pile of dirt for next year. I'm going to try this one more time. I may have done something wrong. I just don't know what it is. I want to thank everybody for all the nice comments they gave me on the Silvertone battery radio project series that ended. That was really nice of you. I appreciate it. I'm not going to answer them all. Normally I don't answer any comments at the end of a series. I just, most of them are pretty much the same. They said they enjoyed it, had a great time, and that's what I want. I want everybody to have a good time on these things. However, this time there's a couple of questions that come up, so I figured I'd go ahead and answer them in this Mish-Mash video and get that whipped out. Steel City 321 PB. He's a fellow subscriber. He's from England, the country of England, and he has a question. He says, is there any chance you could reveal within a future video how you first became interested in restoring vintage radios and TVs? Well, restoring, such as it is, I just do my best like everyone else, I guess. I got interested in radios quite a while ago when I saw some sitting on a shelf years ago, and I said, God, if I ever got where I was settled down, where I could sit and study this stuff and learn this stuff, I really want to do that. Well, the day finally came. I consider these radios not just radios. They're part of our American heritage. They're what our ancestors designed, what their brains came up with, and what they built with their own hands. And the machines they built to build these. It was just one big process. Much of our history is disappearing. I just didn't want that to happen. I have a great love of our country. Anyway, I want our country and our heritage to be kept around for as long as possible. And I consider it just a tribute to our ancestors. So that's how I got interested in it. I wanted to save some of them. That's all. That's all there was to it. I think the next two questions I've already answered previously from Sam P. and Jeffrey Birchfield. Sam says 2 months ago your videos started stretching out left and right, and the top to bottom got real short on my cell phone screen. Did you do something on your end to cause that? He says only your videos are affected. And Jeffrey says, I have a box that allows me to watch YouTube videos. I have a strange issue I'd like to iron out. Some people's videos only use half the screen. Your radio looks like it was about 5 feet long. Well, hopefully that'll be solved with this video. Because I'm going to, like I said earlier, I'm going to produce the movie, and then I'm going to upload it using the YouTube uploader. I think there might be something wrong with my PowerDirector 9 uploading capability to YouTube. So that's my workaround. Hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, everybody let me know. Then we got my old buddy George down there in Texas. He says, pretty good job for an old country boy. Where have you been, George? I haven't heard from you for quite a while. I thought you died. That's it for the questions. I think we can close this segment out. Once again, I thank everyone who gave me the positive comments. It's just really gracious of you, and I want to tell you, I just so much appreciate it. And maybe in the not too distant future we can crank up on another project. I haven't quite figured out which one I want to do. Maybe it's time to tackle that Atwater Kent chassis that looks so nasty. I don't know. Let me think about that. And last but not least, the old epoxy gel did the trick. I saved myself a few bucks. All it took was a little mix and a little dab and a little hold together with a clamp. Yeah, I just love doing the Chi-Com's work for them. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you all next time. Meanwhile, after a hard day's work, I think I'll enjoy an episode of The Range Rider.
And who could be more at home on the range than the Range Rider? With his thrilling adventures of the great outdoors, his exciting experiences rivaling those of Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone, Buffalo Bill, and other pioneers of this wonderful country of ours. And Dick West, all-American boy.
Oh boy. Bullets and bad men. Love it.